We provide the solution.
Welcome everybody to today's webinar by Alta Via. It's about the localization for Germany. I would like to welcome our team. Here you see Natalia Shilova, who's our product owner. Thank you. You see Lloyd Hunt, one of our senior consultants, project manager, who is showing some of the features that you will see soon. And we have Peter von Zimmermann, who hopefully will still soon have the technical issues resolved. Yeah. So then let's start with the content real quick. So on today's agenda, we'll have a quick welcome, an introduction, and then move on to the bundle presentation. In the end, we'll have a QA session. If you have any questions during the webinar, please write them into the chat, either private or in the public chat. I will pick them up, copy them into another sheet, and then we'll read them anonymously, of course, and try to answer the question from the team. So far, the content. So let me start with a few words about Alta Via Consulting. For everybody who does not know us, real quick, Alta Via is a NetSuite solution provider and SDN partner since 2009. By now, we call ourselves a full-stack NetSuite consulting company, which means that we have about 12 NetSuite developers. We have some 30 plus consultants in all areas, accounting and logistics. And we also have project managers and system architects to help you guide through the project. You can buy NetSuite licenses from us. You can get full implementation projects, managed projects from us, but also spot consulting and quick enablements in a suite success framework is what we do. On top of that, not surprisingly, when you entered this webinar, is that we develop a few products by ourselves, one of which is the localization for Germany. And I would like now Peter von Zimmermann to take over and guide us through the latest changes and updates in our German localization.
Alta Via, we are doing this since 15 years and actually never experienced such a webinar. We experienced a lot of other stuff in the last 15 years. We helped about 300 customers to use NetSuite, most of them in Germany. So you can imagine that we got a lot of experience, a lot of requirements from these customers, a lot of different ones. And NetSuite is a great tool to allow us to change the system so that they can make better. There are some of the requirements very common, and this is what we especially to be used for German users, and that we combined our own experience to this German localization bundle, which is on the market since a while. It complements the NetSuite localization for Germany in a sense that we are more supporting the German users of the day-to-day work, where the NetSuite localization is more on fundamental legal requirements, and we will see what this means. Next slide. So we have a new release, and that's the reason for this webinar. And there are two main things what we are doing. There's a new overview page, which makes our product much more easy to install and configure and to understand. You can see the overview about all the features, and you can select where and what you want to use. And we will see this in a demo immediately. And we have, in addition, we have a bunch of new features now being official part of the Localization Germany, the Kontenblatt, where we had the webinar a few weeks ago, the xRechnung, something for EU VAT on sales, the tax point date, the bill accruals, and there's much more to come in the next releases. So there's a pipeline from us working on stuff. So, and now, first demo part.
After installing the bundle, you will be able to see the status of the installed components on the Germany Localization Overview page. You can navigate to the AV Germany Localization Bundle dashboard following these steps: Setup, Custom, AV Localization Germany, and see the overview page with all installed components. The AV Germany Localization Overview page allows users to set subsidiary and component-specific data. You can choose to install only what is necessary from the bundle package, keeping your system lean and efficient. A Configure button will be provided on the Overview page of German localization, leading to a new page where data specific to components and subsidiaries will be input. While clicking the Configure button, you can set up the global configuration, which is applicable for the respective installed components. The global configuration page shows settings relevant for the whole system in comparison to the subsidiary configuration page, where you set up subsidiary-only relevant records. Global configuration page also shows the bundle-related records. We have certain features that require additional setting tables. These tables can be easily maintained through the provided link. Furthermore, specific settings that are only relevant to individual subsidiaries can be populated on the subsidiary configuration page. This means that you can set up components that are only relevant to German subsidiaries without affecting your subsidiaries in other countries. From the subsidiary configuration screen, you can follow the configuration mode for the respective subsidiary and follow up on the settings necessary for every installed component. Please note that the user should not be able to activate the component if it is not installed on the overview page.
Thank you, Lloyd, for this first introduction of the overview page.
You're welcome.
Yeah, now we're coming to the first part of our components, which is reporting. I think we're starting with the AGB reports. So everybody in Germany knows that the AGB is a standard to be used, and there's a legal requirements for the financial structure of a balance sheet and profit loss statement, which you have to report in. And there are also some commonly used chart of accounts in Germany, not like SKO3 or 4, knowing from DATEV. And so what our solution provides is it helps us to get this HEB reporting layout structure for balance sheet in two profit and loss versions of total cost and cost of sales method. And for this very often used chart of accounts, SKO3, it's ready to run because accounts are already assigned. And okay, I know that a lot of customers have international chart of accounts, so it doesn't help them. So we have also a one which is without assignment, and you have to do the assignment. So you have open for assigning accounts of other chart of accounts. And we have decided to use the standard natural financial reporting because we think this is a great tool with a lot of benefits in terms of flexibility to adapt. There's segment reporting in terms of classes, cost centers, whatever, and you have the direct drill down into the transaction world. So we think we should use this just with the HEB layout. And now we go see this in the demo.
In accordance with German reporting standards, income statements and balance sheets are created using preloaded reporting layouts. To access the financial report builder, navigate to Reports, Financial, Balance Sheet, or Income Statement. On the Edit Layout page, you can customize the data included in a financial statement. We offer 3 different layouts for different accounts charts, SKR03 and SKR04, and 1 layout without predefined account assignments. Additionally, we provide 1 balance sheet layout and 2 P&L layouts. You can still use the Financial Report Builder to customize your NetSuite financial statements. This tool allows you to adjust the columns, filters, sorting options, and the intended audience. The most significant feature of the Financial Report Builder is the Edit Layout page, which gives you complete control over your customized financial statements. Our AV Localization Germany feature combines customizable layouts with standard NetSuite financial reporting features. In addition, you can customize reporting by dates and subsidiaries, perform segment reporting, and use drill-down capabilities, among other features.
Yeah, thank you. So the second part. So let's go for the next discussion about, no, let's go back to the other slide, not too fast. So that's the Kontenblatt, the famous Kontenblatt. I think that is the most asked question we got from German accountants. Where is my Kontenblatt? And this tool is very much used in German accounting systems. So we want to have this also in NetSuite, and also NetSuite built something there. It is a central tool for German accountants to understand the accounting, just to go to one account and see what is posted to this account from with reference to other, to so-called Contra accounts. We have the next slide. We have demoed this last a few weeks ago, and there's a YouTube video visible where you can go into this. So we don't talk about this today so much. Just a few words here on the requirements we have to fill. It sounds easy to have Kontenblatt, but it's not really the case, because obviously it very much depends on the type of account, what type of columns you would like to see in your Kontenblatt. If you need tax, if you need currency, if you need what is cost center for expenses and so on. So it has to be flexible and adaptable, and it has to be easy to use from everywhere in the system. And I think that's what you can see in the webinar, that we try to achieve this. And yeah, that's our Kontenblatt solution. So then we are leaving this Kontenblatt, this text thing, this reporting topics alone, to move over to text topics. And the first one is a very famous and maybe our oldest solution ever, the VAT clawback. That is the famous thing with the Sconto and how to post tax on Sconto, on early rebate payments. The VAT needs to be reduced when you pay with Sconto. And NetSuite, unfortunately, the standard solution does not post the VAT, does the posting without VAT. There are meantime solutions also from NetSuite with credit memos. What we still think our solution is leaner and makes it. So what we are basically doing, we see the payment transaction in NetSuite, see there is a obviously not 100% correct line because it doesn't contain VAT. So what we do, we replace it, we post a journal which basically undoes the wrong posting line and replaces it with the correct one, including that. And we would like to do it with custom GL lines on the payment. It's as NetSuite doesn't support it with tax, we still have this journal solution. Yeah, and important to understand, it works, of course, on the for invoices and bills. For bills, it's even more important to reduce your VAT. It also works for mixed text code, and we will see in the demo, which starts now.
While generating the customer or vendor payments, you will need to populate the discount taken amount. As you can see from the GL impact, the discount was booked without a VAT code and account. In the background, the journal entry record is being created and it gets linked to the VAT clawback for payment field on the related payment record. You can see from the GL impact that the respective VAT amount was calculated and applied on the discount. For invoices with mixed VAT code lines, the discount is properly distributed as shown in the example. Additionally, after setting up the components on the subsidiary record, you will need to update the following information: the accounts used for rebates on sales and purchase discounts. If the accounts are not explicitly populated, the system will apply preset sales and purchase discount accounts while generating the discount.
Yes, that's it. And this last topic is by the way an option. You don't have to do it. It's you just override. You see the post, the journal posting, which does just the same account, just with that, but you can also change, and this is an additional feature in this tool, also change the account you want to get this posted to. That's a nice additional feature which you built in. But now to something, not something completely different. It's still on the VAT side. It is my favorite topic, the VAT topic in NetSuite. As you know, NetSuite offers two tax engines, so-called legacy one, which is the good old one, and the SuiteTax, which is the new one. Unfortunately, or I don't know if it's the case, just to be neutral here, majority of customers are still on legacy. There are three reasons, I think, and two are mentioned here. The first reason for me is the legacy tax is quite good, especially for Europe. It is just doing the job. It's really working well, so most of customers doesn't see a lot of need for move. And there are still some limitations in the SuiteTax, unfortunately. And the migration, it's a data model change, and there's no way back. So it's quite a bit of an action to migrate. And so not many, or I don't know any customer really going this path until now. So what we see, there are still a lot of customers, but the solution is good, but the legacy has some known limitations. They are especially relevant if you are in e-commerce business. Right? So, example, there is this OSS tax code thing that you have to, if you ship e-commerce to other European countries, you have to use the tax code of the country of the customer, and so this is the so-called OSS method. And you might have reduced tax code. So, for example, you sell books or food or something which has reduced tax code in this country. NetSuite Legacy only supports standard, so it always takes a standard rate. Is we also will see in the demo. There are some other issues, like the ship from country is always a subsidiary. If you have an e-commerce business and you're using 3PLs or Amazon FBA shipping more local to your foreign customers, that's an issue. And there's this very old issue with the rounding differences, because obviously sales orders are created externally in the web shop or any other external system, which means that they determine the gross amount. Then this transaction comes into NetSuite, and NetSuite starts calculating the tax code again based on the net amount. And not a surprise, there are some rare cases where we have rounding differences. Overall, you might think that these are very special cases, but if you're whatever in e-commerce, and let's say you have 10,000 sales orders a day, and 99% are right, it's still hundreds which are wrong. And I say, obviously, you want to have them all correct, and you want to know which one are not correct. Otherwise, you get lost in your accounting system. That's why we started working on these issues, and we came at the end to a solution which really works for all of these issues. In our solution, the really requirement is, of course, as sales transactions are extremely performance critical, you should not waste a lot of time to do this, to correct this. It should be fast, and it should only be done when necessary. So what we did is we let NetSuite sales engine, tax engine do the job first, and then afterwards we check if the texts are right. And if not, then we do the correction, only then. And also this solution can run directly with the create or update of the sales transaction, or only on demand, so that we really keep this lean, the sales order processing, for example, lean and not too much influenced by this solution. Well, how do we do this to be fast? This is the next slide, which a little bit shows the technology behind it. So we understand that the text codes are basically determined by these 4 dimensions. The business type, so it's B2C, B2B. It's a ship from country, from where you ship it, and the ship to country, so the country of the customer. And it is basically the tax schedule. So what item type is it? Do I sell books, or do I sell whatever? No, do I have 90% or reduced tax rates? These are the 4 dimensions, and we basically pre-calculate this for all combinations, for all the subsidiaries we're using this, and we save this into the lookup table, which you can also look at, actually. So, in addition, of course, we need somehow to define the OSS tax codes for the reducer. We have to define that in this country, books are reduced. So we have to have the OSS tax codes to be established. And for the gross amounts, our solution is, the rounding differences, our solution is a custom field where you can give from the external system the correct gross amount, and we just align it with the number NetSuite calculates. And there are also special exception tables for special requirements you might have. So if you have something in your company and you then ask us if you find exception, there are always exceptions I learned. And now the demo.
The AV Localization Germany Bundle provides support for handling reduced VAT rates, which can vary across different EU member states. This ensures that the correct VAT rates are applied for B2C transactions. For instance, if we want to show book sales from German customers and warehouse to individual French customers, the reduced VAT rate should be applied. In France, a lower VAT rate of 5.5% in comparison to a full VAT rate of 20% should be used for certain goods and services, including necessities such as food, books, and medical products. While creating a sales order, NetSuite automatically populates the standard OSS VAT rate of 20%. After clicking the AV Tax button, the script in the background sets up the reduced VAT with the proper OSS code and rate of 5.5%. However, NetSuite always uses the standard OSS tax code, as there is no way to define the correct reduced tax code for the tax schedules in these countries. To address this limitation, the AV7 German bundle introduces a custom table to define the tax code for each OSS country for all tax schedules used. If you do not define the OSS tax code for one tax schedule and the country, the OSS tax code with the highest rate is used, assuming that this is the standard. Tax rules is created, which the script uses afterward to apply the correct VAT rates. You are always in control and charged with the tax rates set up and can follow up whenever you have any concerns or questions. Another issue that may arise when integrating with web shops is rounding issues, which can occur when transferring sales transaction data. The German bundle feature addresses this issue to ensure that the amounts and VAT calculations are accurately transferred and reflected in your financial system. For instance, if a certain amount was populated from the web shop integration on the sales order record, The script adjusts the VAT code and the amounts while saving the sales order. The configuration setting is straightforward and easy to use. The AV7 German bundle brings comfortable and already known user interfaces of OSS tax schedules where you can set up the proper tax codes and rates for the goods with reduced VAT rates.
Here you go.
Okay, yeah, thank you. €5 rounding difference is a very big number. Normally we're talking about cents, but I think it's very obvious that we can also change the amount by €5. So let's next topic is PDF text. So we have to print print documents like invoices and trade memos or whatnot, and we want to have a very flexible text, and it should be multi-language. We have some texts to be printed depending on the text code, and so we also want to have the correct language for the payment terms. So we want to write 30 Tage netto and not 30 days net, and this all is solutioned by our solution here. We have a text table, a term text table, and we have a custom table to define fields to be printed, which then can be used in the PDF layout we provide. And that's it, and the demo shows some of it.
Let's continue.
Yes, thank you. Another new feature is a text point date. This is also quite well-known requirement in that from a business point of view, you have obviously 3 dates. We have a date which is printed on the document. You have a date which is your posting date when you want to post it, and it determines the posting period. And you have a date which should determine the tax period you want to post it. So in SweetText now we have a text point date. In legacy text, we don't have the text point date. We only have actually one date field, which is determining text period and posting period. The posting period can be overwritten manual, the text period not. And that's a bit of a real problem for a lot of customers really wanting to determine the correct text period. They are forced to enter whatever, to play around with the date field, and that's not nice. So our solution is say, just take all the 3 dates above for entry. Just give the customer the opportunity to enter all dates differently, and has not do some text and posting period are set automatic. So there's no need to worry about this. Of course, if all dates are the same, you fill in one date and the others are inherited, but you have the option to do this as you like, and it's what is printed on the document. And now we show this in the demo. Okay, then we leaving the whole text topic and go to other topics at the end. So one interesting thing is the xRechnung thing. It's coming. Invoicing is coming. It's planned for 2025 to become mandatory. It is obviously to be used inbound and outbound. So you send xRechnung, you receive xRechnung. It's a big thing to improve. That's at least the idea, to improve the whole invoicing between companies. And actually, in business to government, it is already mandatory since quite a while. That's the reason where we started to work on. The xRechnung is a format for invoicing in Germany. It's used in Germany. It's standard. This standard is unfortunately not as stable. It's under constant change and updates. It's improved all the time, to say positive. And this, at the end, gives the current customers a pain, because how to send the xRechnung to my B2G customers? That's the challenge they face. And it's good to have this idea of invoicing being the future, but currently they just they are forced to send these xRechnung, and how they're creating them. That's what we found out to be the current pain, and that's where we're starting. So we're starting really extremely small, not the big story, but we're just solving the current pain customers might have with having B2B customers. We create a valid xRechnung out of the Netflix invoice and credit memo. Just by print of a button, you get the xRechnung you need to send. Of course, there's a lot to come more. We can automate it, send to the customers, whatever. There's a lot to come, but currently our focus is on the current situation of our current customers, B2G customers. And now we see the little demo to this. Yes, thank you very much. So we go to the log posting thing, which is the so-called Radierverbot. So that's following the GOBD post transactions should not be changed or deleted. So it's how do we achieve this? NetSuite allows to change all transactions during an open period, so there is not really a way to avoid this. So what our solution does, very simple, is we add a flag, finally posted flag on all posted transaction, and after the flag is set, no changes are possible. This ensures that as long as you are not, for example, create an invoice and you don't want this, you have to change this before you send it out. So you cannot just don't change it after save. So there's this extra step to say now it's final and I don't want to change this. And as you can see in the demo, this can be done on each record, but of course also done with master updates, easy for a lot of transactions which you want to log. And now the demo. Okay, and now to our last small topic, which is bill accruals. So that's also a very common topic, that you have bills already received, but they are not approved, they are not posted. But for closing your books, you have to post an accrual to get your numbers right for the current period. And NetSuite, this has to be done manually, and we just provide a small monitor to allow to automate this. And this is shown in the next demo, the last one. Great.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thanks, Peter, for the guidance, and thanks, Lloyd, for all the presentations, and thank you, Natalia, for preparing the stories.
You're welcome.
I would now like to take the audience to our QA session. Give me a second and we'll share the first question. So I will read the questions and then the team can brainstorm and actually answer them. So the first question is, can the corporate chart of accounts be mapped to SKR 04 so we can get the HGB balance sheet and P&L structure?
Natalia, will you answer this? Or?
Yes, I can answer. Yes.
Yeah, sure. Yes, let's do it.
I mean, yes, we can.
We probably not can, but let's just go ahead. Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, yes, we can. The answer for the corporate chart of accounts to be mapped. Yes, we can. We can use the chart of accounts without a pre-organized structure for SKR 04 or SKR 03 layout, but using still the German layout, which is necessary for you, right? Mm-hmm. So yes, we can do this. And we can help you with this, and it's totally feasible. Peter, would you like to add something?
Yeah, this is localization or this context, which we can use the context, the German context, and use the SKR accounts in the context instead of the corporate chart of account. And unfortunately, this is not supported in the legal reporting, so we really have to do it as Natalia just described it, to go in and and basically change the assignments. Yeah. So this would be great if this would work with this context, but it's unfortunately not really supported yet.
Okay, I hope the question was answered to our audience then. Next question. Will I be able to include inactive accounts in the balance sheet and P&L? Otherwise, the reports from the past will not be correct. What does it say to that?
Let me say you should include inactive. So let's rephrase it. Yes, you should include, and of course, we're helping you that your balance sheet, active and passive accounts, assets and liabilities equals. Yeah. So we're keeping an eye on this as well when you're helping you. But yes, of course, yeah, you should.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you very much. Next question. Do you have experience with SuiteX? What are the limitations of SuiteX? What would you recommend to companies who want to implement going forward? legacy or suite tax? I'm not sure this is actually the scope of this call and the German implementation, but our accounting team, who is here, I think has an opinion.
Yeah, I think I did some number of presentations and on our DOAC events in the last years, and there were also some very interesting discussions on this topic at our last DOAC event from others which are doing suite tax, and there's a lot of progress on the suite tax. Step by step they work on the limitations, but still there are still some. For example, one I have in mind is this VAT clawback is not at all supported with suite tax, only as one single example. And there is a little bit of, from my perspective, a little bit of usability in suite tax to be looked at. So what I would recommend is really look carefully on what there is a list of limitations public available in NetSuite to really take a very serious look at the limitations. Don't expect them to be gone tomorrow, and make up your mind. So we are still mainly using legacy for purpose. There has to be good reason from my perspective to use suite tax. One is, I think, suite billing, for example, need this. So as there might be reasons for Go, but you should really understand why you do this, and not just because it sounds modern. Yeah, there are limitations, of course. That's a new version, and NetSuite builds a lot of stuff only into suite tax. So, like this reduced OSS text codes. So, but still, I still would say, from my personal belief, I would still recommend.
All right.
To
Thank you very
stay.
much. Let's get to the next question.
But your experience, Natalia, anything else or anything to add? Or we have experience, we have seen customers using it. It's not possible, and we are supporting them as well. But okay, so any further comment from you?
No, I'm just supporting what you already said in terms of there is a reason why people are saying it's legacy tax. Let me put it like this, right? So yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Let's get to the next question. Will your solution or solutions also work with zone capture and scan and capture?
And the question is which solution? That's which of our solutions work. I think if I interpret this in one way related to the VAT method which we had, and unfortunately the solution currently only supports sales side, so outbound. The invoices and credit notes is not supporting bills, which I would assume zone capture and scan and capture is meant here. So I understand. I know that this is a real issue also with zone sometimes, that they don't find the right text code on the whatever. No? But we are thinking about this to add this feature, which could easily also work for incoming bills, but not yet. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Peter. So let's get to the next question. Does your solution also send the xRechnung via other email clients such as Google Mail? Now, who can answer that?
Yeah, I think that's you have to understand. We really do nothing else than creating this damned file, this file, and nothing else. Which I understand that you have to bring this for whatever portal and upload it there to get it processed and everything. This part is not yet covered. Of course, you can use this file and do whatever you like, and if a mail program supports sending XMLs is more a security question on the mail program than that we can influence it. I would say.
But
so I would assume yes, but
it sounds absolutely feasible. No? We can set up an SMTP server in NetSuite. If the XML is provided, a script can send this out. But it remains to be discussed whether you want this or not.
Now, I think what we really want is, of course, that the customer wants is there is this portals, which there are multiple of them, and you have to send it depending on your customer to these portals. And this, of course, is an API provided API. We send it there. That probably will be the solution for the future. If not, there's anyway a final great and solution from somebody to support this. Yeah, but, so yeah, it's a yes, but it's not. We are just creating the file and don't care what you do with this. Let's say it this way. Mhm. It's just we are very small and limited functionality, but it obviously, or it seems to really solve problems companies having at the moment. Mhm.
Yeah, thank you for this question. The next question, I have to copy it here. Give me a second. Okay, and let's make this a bit smaller. So, is a complete period flagged as final or only certain transactions? Would I be able to create new postings for that period, which I would then have to flag as final again? Or is the period closed once and for all and no additional postings can be made?
I think that's a very good question, and it's really necessary to understand the different purposes for this. There is period closing is one thing that NetSuite does anyway. You can, and this closing process, you can say I don't allow to do AP transactions to repose it, AR, that's a closing process. This tool is just completely independent of of this period closing. It just says I don't care. The period is not open. It's now today the 11th of April, but I've sent invoices out to my customers today, and I no way that somebody changes them because they're sent out. So, and this is what this Radierverbot really means. It is completely independent of the period close. And so that we have to ensure that some really posted transactions are not changeable. And that's what we do. And actually, this tool works for all posted transactions. So of course, if a bill is not approved, it's not posted. So you might know there is this posting yes or no flag. And this is taken into account. And as long as it's not. And if you have a sales order, it doesn't make sense. So it's really locking posting transactions to ensure you are not changing your existing posted transactions as it is, I think, legally required. That's okay. Natalia, you are the accountant, so I'm just talking about. That's okay.
No, it's absolutely. Well, I did not say anything because it's absolutely what you're saying. It's about transactions, not about periods, right?
Yeah.
And it gives you a flexibility because of this as well, right? So because it's two separate things.
So if the period is closed, you answer this question of you can do nothing. But this is a period closed. You don't need to have this solution for doing it. This is standard NetSuite.
Yeah, thank you. Now, the last question I do not really need to forward to the team. Very nice at the end. Is the presentation recorded and could we watch it again with colleagues? Unfortunately, we had some trouble to take part. Or is it a second presentation planned? This webinar is recorded, and I think by the beginning of next week, you will be able to see it on our YouTube channel. There is an extension to the question we had before, and I would like to also bring this up here. It's about the period closing. Let me try to put it here. The note goes, for example, in DATEV, you're able to open another Buchungsstapel for that period that was already closed. How do you comment on that, Natalia, Peter?
Let's start it. Natalia, you will know Buchungsstapel, the topic, what this means in DATEV?
I would assume we're speaking about something like adjustment periods in NetSuite, which is still the case. Yeah, you can use it. Just depends on what type of transactions you want to book additionally, but adjustment periods will be my answer for the moment.
Yeah, I think that's you can open another Buchungsstapel so in terms of transactions where a period is closed. I think in NetSuite the period is closed. Oh, that's it. And you can have adjustment period. Yeah. You have this. Yeah. I'm not sure. I don't know enough about DATEV. Why do we need this for some adjustments? Oh, that's what I listen here. And I think in NetSuite you have this ability to say I'm closing AP and AR. I'm not closing general journal entries, and this is a little bit of the equivalent maybe also. Then you say, okay, we don't have any bills or invoices, we are done with this stuff, but we still do some just journal postings, and this is possible to set this up at the period close process. But again, it is really, it's a good question. Very nice thank you for the question, but it's not really related to what we are doing here, unfortunately. Maybe a new requirement for our journal.
Dativ Buchungsstapel is fixing a bunch of journals. Radierverbot was the comment. Yeah, was a comment from the audience. Yeah. Sorry, I cannot.
We are not in Dativ enough to understand this. Oh, it's not a Dativ webinar, unfortunately. Maybe we should.
Yeah, sorry, no.
Yeah. Okay.
I think there will be a webinar on the Dativ interface. It's not yet planned for, but this will be one of our next webinars. So that might be a good ending for this, and then we can answer these questions better in the context of how to use Dativ together with NetSuite.
Yeah. So if you are interested in the German bundle and would like to have a demo in your sandbox or acquire a version of it, then get in touch with us, sales@altavia.de. On our homepage, you'll find all the contacts you need, and we are happy to receive your call. I would like to thank the panel, Peter, Lloyd, and Natalia. And this is it for now. Wait for the next webinar in the next month. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
We provide the solution.